the wall,
That's gonna help.
and you'll be fine.
It'll be fun. Until you start growing like 3 left hands.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, I got to pull the sign from this cute protester gal. Plugging the meter. I'm like, yeah, I'll look at sign. You know, because she's an electronic car man. No, but she was charming. I like talking to her. She's a nice. She's a therapist. Nice help sign.
Right. All night.
No, in fact, well, yeah, no, up till midnight.
Well, I was at UWM yesterday. You have like taxis over there.
Oh my God, I know.
They have it. I got two tickets that day yesterday. I had 2 tickets. Two $22 tickets. No, I just.
Guys, waiting for something.
Oh, I think it might have been the HVAC system kicking in.
Oh, good.
Well, when did you get done last night, John? How when you get done?
I did, yeah. Because it's a bit of a yeah, but I was tired. I went early, John. Just wanted to go through the tour. That's just the deal.
Right,
Kind
coming
of
to production.
production engineer.
Oh, totally. Why do you want to keep going?
Because a lot of the heads he was playing along with me.
Wow.
So it's 20 minutes before 7. So take the gas house over here.
Yeah.
Went over to
Yeah, man.
LA.
It's funny, I just like the way you, all the way through these, so
Well, no, you're, I mean, you know,
fast.
so.
I like the way you're doing it better, actually. It's sweet.
Me, well, that's what I thought until Mark called me and said, Jeff, you did.
Well, who made the decision on the car?
No, I mean, it was Mark's opinion.
Somebody told me.
When I listened to it,
Front.
exactly. Yeah. What's that? Well, someone there. I mean, I think.
All right, no ghosting on notes today. Anybody? Because I can hear them. They just leap out. Ghosting. Well, it only goes to show.
So, Michael, I subscribed to iTunes a while ago.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Podcast, and I wrote a comment because that helps ratings.
Good, thank you. What'd you say? Something good, I hope.
You can tell which one's mine.
Yeah, I can.
They
What
don't
does it
use
say?
your name or your email because it came up as who I was like just a bunch of random letters, which isn't my, iTunes account.
Uh-huh.
But it was a thing I wrote. I said something like, "Oh, you'll have to find it."
Yeah. What'd you say?
Well, no, I said some like.
Love the music.
No, I said it's like Michael's hilarious as always. The bassist is awesome. You know, totally
you did?
self-centered. Yeah, why not? That, boy, that seemed like that bassist is amazing. Just why not? So that one's me. Hey. Sure, yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah. Busy. Kiddos get to meet an Olympic swimmer tomorrow. The female one who was really good, and I can never remember her name. They met Ryan Lockney 2 years ago, which was awesome. And then this is the one that shredded all the records. You said her name. Yeah, he came to the Elmbrook Smoking Club. Talk to him about, just dreams.
Staying up all night drinking gas stations, fucking with people from other countries. All that good stuff.
For the costume party, Aiden went, see if you can get what this is. The one with the swim jacket on that's molded some metals. He's won some metals swimming. He dyed his hair, and he had like a men's room door.
That's locked in.
Yeah,
Ah, it's good. I like
He
that.
won the thing. They loved it. Yeah, he won his round. 10? Yeah. Well, I think honestly, well, no, I thought of the concept. I said, well, it'd be funny to go as Ryan Lochte with a broken door, but I couldn't put it together. Like, does that work? No. Then I later found out he went with it. He went to Tom, got like a men's room door thing, and put it on a small door.
His father-in-law.
No, that was he's handy with the woodworking and stuff. So that I just had the idea of a day thing. I didn't think we could do it. He wanted it, loved it.
Also, I equalized my piano together so that the bass is not quite so.
Oh, okay.
I had it kind of like through my living room at home. It sounded just like that on stage, the bass was too much. So now it sounds much better. So I brought the bass. I like that cool part down.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, that's just
I'm much happier with the sound. Well, it's actually the actual piano, not necessarily the amp.
well, right. No, but physically space that you're in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Right. This is quite a bit of my living.
It's in our wheelhouse.
More like the bathroom.
So you actually talk to me.
Yeah. Right. Actually, it's funny that
I tell them where to go. Halloween is always the same day. That same day, 31st. What night is it?
Just had a sticker. What time again?
11:07, plenty of time. I'm gonna stop back home.
We could say that it's stop or whatever. I thought we'd play a little bit up front just to get a more of a party atmosphere in here. Okay. Yeah. But I mean, you're coming up earlier now. It's not quite as formal, but I don't want to.
No, I mean, I only come because I'm coming.
Sometimes alcohol's just not enough.
Mind your way, Michael.
So I was just gonna put
I tipped the stool. It was going to tip over. Here, Michael. Here's a.
Up by the Walgreens right across the city drive.
He's still really proud of when he told the joke on your show. We have a picture about that. You can tell his teachers because they all listen to the show. He's so mild-mannered in class. Like amazing. Yeah, they're supposed to do that. Yeah, he models the Whad'ya Know.
drummer in class. I saw the drummer in class. Or he's asleep.
Yeah. We had a teacher that I mean I was a horrible high school student, but we had a teacher who like came to my desk when I was sleeping, and he just came over and came to my desk, just in a fairly unpleasant way to be woken up, when you're sleeping on your desk. Kicks it. This is in Florida too.
Oh, well, that's what you said.
They still have
But I can't,
they still have the death penalty up in middle school.
Michael?
Yeah.
I was talking to Mary. She had a good idea, actually. We should, we talked to Dylan about this too, but, constructing like a one-page informational sheet that would give our live dates for the year, and then also tell like maybe some of the older people how to get on the podcast, what the podcast is. You know, short and to the point. So it's one page. So you know when it's live here, you know how to. Well, for now, just like put it out there to just give it to people that come in. She thought a lot of older people maybe don't get the podcast thing. They've heard of it, they don't know exactly how to do it.
I know. Well, you know, I'd like to give it to the Meals on Wheels people and have them hand it out. Along with the menu. Hi, if you're here for Meals on Wheels, you have your choice of fish sticks, or you can get the ham salad. I'm sorry, we don't have the chicken fingers today. There was a big mix-up at the chicken finger plant and a minor explosion. So I hope that'll be fine for you. We do have the rice pudding that you asked for last time.
Those of you with dentures don't have to worry about it.
Yes, we do have a pair of dentures that was accidentally left behind. Claim them. Okay. Because actually you don't need them for this particular meal.
Target audience, shut it.
Back to the shut-in audience.
It's an untapped audience, really.
Yes, they've been untapped for a number of years now.
That's where that whole catheter thing comes.
You know, this free catheter offer has got me interested. What's the catch? I don't know. 19th. It's still early yet. We're coming streaming in on the stream. It will come in, I predict. Hello out there in YouTube land. I'm your host, Truman Bradley. This is Science Fiction Theater. The story you've just seen is neither fiction nor science, nor is it theater. I need something.
Oh. No one had, I wanted to light a candle a couple weeks ago. I couldn't find a matchbook in the house. Yeah, I had to end up turning the gas on and using, I don't know what, wooden stickers. Well, on the stove. I couldn't find a matchbook. Oh, I guess we are live on.
You never miss on the catheter joke. Because everybody thinks you're talking about someone else.
mixed up. There was some other big concert. 3 people came.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I feel much better, thank you.
But I know you're going to beat that today.
At least 4. So if you're thinking of coming on down, oh, never mind. All right. I'm going to begin. I don't care. It's just a podcast. Huh? Malo Bueno? No, Malo. Malo Dua. Oh boy, then the pen runs out. Tell you, showbiz. Slack key guitar. Then the ukulele. All right. Okay. Couldn't be better. All right. that? It's like vaping a drink. Just vape the Bloody Mary.
You need a hookah. You need a Bloody Mary hookah.
Is it time? Are we on? God, you got to put covers on these things when I'm going to drink. Ow! Whatever happened to my? Don't I still pop my peas? Look at this. Don't do that. I'm just saying in the course of events, if I say like peninsula or paraffin, Penelope, Parma, Parmesan, please. Pipic. That's the only three. Pipic. Whatever happened to Wynn Street? Is this still your microphone, Sheila? Okay. Took yours back, huh? Smart. I can overdrive them in a second. Just with my plosives. 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 I thank you for coming. If you could settle in some of these chairs down in front here.
Okay.
We would love to have you down here. We're trying to mock up an audience kind of feel to the thing. So the camera needs to see backs of heads in front of the stage. If you have a back of a head, if you brought something like that, you could just put that in one of the seats. But if you could sit down here and in the actual, you can bring your drinks with you. And in fact, we encourage you to, and simply hold them between your knees, badger style. And come down, fill some of these seats here in the actual audience thing. You're okay there, I guess, but we'd like to, get some people down here at your leisure. I'm not saying do it now. I'm saying do it soon. Thank you very much.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Pretty good imitation, huh? You want to hear it again? No, you don't.
But hey, how
Not
about
too much.
the Cubs win the World Series and Donald Trump becomes president? Talking about yin and yang.
It could be yang and yang because of the Ricketts
Yeah,
family.
well, that's true. Yeah. But they have a gay daughter who's big Hillary fan. She gave $1 million to
Who did?
one of the Ricketts children.
Oh, wow.
We don't have to worry about stuff like that anymore.
No,
For a number of reasons.
never again either. In the nursing home, I'm going to have a nice little show.
At the catheter convention.
If you insist at sitting on tables, I will come around and serenade you with something that goes a little like this. My heart away, I'll take romance. Thank you very much. And then I wrote.
You're a jet all the way
From your first cigarette.
to your last dying day.
Okay. I'll never stop saying. What was her name again?
Laura Ricketts.
Huh?
Laura Tickets Ricketts.
You got more Ricketts? Take it. Laura Ricketts?
Laura Ricketts.
Laura Ricketts.
You somewhere, like just duo. I'll do the female.
What?
There, somewhere there's a place for us.
There's a place for us, Jeff. Somewhere a place for us.
Right. I gotta brush up on the lyrics.
Somewhere.
I might have to do the part you did. That's not
Okay.
right.
Leonard Cohen may have died, but still Michael Feldman.
Still one old Jew who can sing, ladies and gentlemen. And if we find him, we'll bring him here for you. And now my Leonard Cohen tribute. Hallelujah. Yes. We had his kid on. No, remember we had his kid on. It's a very beautiful song.
Hey, Len.
Yeah, Lynn, I forgot to put you on the list. Do they know about you? Good. And Henry, too. I let Henry in if he's coming. You'll know him when you see him. Henry. Plenty of good seats up front, ladies and gentlemen. Love to have you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, they're not going quite in the seats. We need a little more. Okay, that's fine. No, be comfortable. Be comfortable. That's fine. Be comfortable. Place to put your drink. That's fine. And then we just get some people who aren't drinking, or they can drink with, like we do here in Wisconsin. Anyway, you can do it in the seats up front. So we got a great show for you today. And that's just the beginning. John and Jeff have a little something they've been working on here, and let's hear from them right now. John Thulin, Jeff Hammond, ladies and gentlemen, for your listening entertainment.
This must be mine. your heart and soul in the cocktail. Airing. And I don't want to know the phrase. I just want the airing. Very excited.
They're all right. Yeah, just bummed in general. I think I'm maybe depressed. No, I kind of like that it's over here now. Yep. Yeah. I don't think so. No Andy Kindler. Yeah, I thought about buying like a desk lamp that I could clip on, but it's all right.
No, I'm fine. I don't use that lobe for what I do. That's the, I think that's the occipital lobes. They're vestigial, actually. They're lobes in the brain that have no function, particularly at the present time. You have those? Okay. Got another number? Go ahead, play it. One more from John and Jeff. Here it is. Something that goes like this.
I didn't have anything ready.
Something that went like this. Make it up. You're jazz musicians, for God's sake. Oh, shit. We're in the wrong key. Come down a little bit.
Hey Aubrey, can you turn my headphones down a bit? Is
There
it
you
by
go.
me?
Okay. Could have been worse. Thank you for coming. Oh boy, this is loud. Okay, that's better.
Actually, yep, I think that's good. Thank you.
You're good?
Yep,
Yeah.
I think so.
Is that a new dress or something? Or
It is kind of new.
It's
Yeah.
nice because it's. What is the material there? It's kind of.
It's like woven.
It's woven.
It's like it feels like a rug or a blanket.
Very cool. Very cool. I like it very much. Don't you?
Aw,
Thank you for that.
y'all are sweet.
What? Over already? That was too soon. Too soon. Over too soon. John and Jeff. Very nice. That was a little vamp on what?
That was a little Joe Beam tune called "If You Never Come to Me."
Carlos Jobim?
Antonio.
Carlos Jobim?
Antonio Carlos Jim Beam. That's right.
Okay, we're doing very good here now. We're not letting this election throw us.
No, just
No
throw
siree. All right, We're fine. We're good. We'll be starting pretty soon. And, excuse me a second.
We got a Virgin Mary there?
Yes. There's no tomato juice in it.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Okay, good. Applaud that. You'll applaud anything, won't you? Come on. Hitler! Huh? A smattering of applause.
Not like you used to.
Not like you used to get. I don't know. Falling off some. Very good. We're going to start pretty soon. T.C. Boyle is our. We're talking to T.C. Boyle now. Do we have T.C. Boyle fans here? The greatest living author. He's the greatest living author. The Terranauts. Have you read this one yet? Are you here? Do you feel like I'm not talking to you? I'm talking to you.
Not like an astronaut?
Terranauts, yes, except they live in a terrarium.
Oh.
So that's his latest novel. T.C. Boyle. We'll be talking with him. Also has something in the New Yorker story there, which is very funny, actually. Are We Not Men? T. Corrigasson Boyle, ladies and gentlemen, about that gene editing thing. And it's very funny. Actually, you should pick up New Yorker. This is the November 7th New Yorker. Price $8.99. I did not pay $8.99 for this. Wow. Who pays $8.99 for the New Yorker? Anyone ever paid $8.99 for the New Yorker? What is that? When did that happen? Only in the airport? Really? They charge $8.99? Really? You could come and take the one that's on my lawn. I should pick it up once in a while. But you know, I just get the New York Times now for the doggy bags. Don't open them. Just pull the bags off them and throw them to the dog.
Don't they usually tear, though? I don't like to do that.
No, I think New York Times makes an excellent doggy bag. And it's blue. It's kind of... What color doggy bags do you use? Do you use the New York Times or some State Journal doggy bags? Kind of flimsy. What? Red? Who center? Capital Center Market. Broome and Mifflin. They make a nice doggy bag? Wonderful. I'm sorry, what?
After you take your groceries.
Okay, good. All right, thank you very much. I'm glad we had this chat. Because you don't want to read it. Who's got a thing that's going on right now? What, is that you? Turn it off, dear. Unless it's important. Take it first, and then we'll start. What is it? It's an alarm to remind you to what? To eat? You need an alarm to remind you to eat? You don't until you get the alarm, until your phone goes off? What did you do before there were smartphones? Did you just not eat?
I wait until I'm so hungry I can't stand it.
I eat in anticipation. I'm fine. No, this has not affected me at all. Oh, boy, that hurts. You're not going to want to do that. Okay, we're going to start here right now because what else can go wrong? All right.
Indeed.
All right, ready? Thank you for coming, by the way. It's good to see you here.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Well, what do you know? Well, I forgot to mention that.
And now, live from Madison, Wisconsin's High Noon Saloon, cold beer, hot music, nothing wrong with that.
Consummate showman.
It's Michael Feldman's What Do You Know?
Thank you.
Brought to you by Borukim's Oriental Rugs of Madison. Once
Thanks.
you go Bijar, you never go back. Persian, BIJAR.com. Tell Albert Michael sent ya. And by the Wisconsin Greenhouse Company. Sales, installations, lighting. lighting and repairs. Check them out at wisconsingreenhousecompany.com. Today we welcome the prolific and much loved novelist and short story writer T.C. Boyle, whose latest, The Terranauts, charts the travails of 8 individuals attempting to live on Earth. To my right is John Thulin, keyboards and offhand remarks. By his side, that stand-up guy on stand-up bass, Jeff Hammond. Straight ahead, so to speak, Lyle Anderson, Caroline Nur, and phone answerer, and myself, most definitely, Stephanie Lee. And now, the man who says the good news is Caligula was only in office 4 years, Michael Feldman.
People that know me like me. I will be.
Oh, you heard that one. People that know me like me. I like that one the best, I guess. Well, how are you? Pretty good then? We're fine here in Madison. Don't worry about us. We've been through this before. When Caligula first got elected, it was hard here too, but we got through. The good news is I saved a bundle on my car insurance. Okay. Well, Hillary says if she had to do it all over again, she would not run as a woman. She didn't carry the woman vote, which I thought was... Women will have to do the Liz Estrada thing, is what I'm thinking, and deny themselves to every man outside of me because I'm a feminist. Okay. You knew it was all over Wednesday morning. I am, though. You knew it was all over Wednesday morning when Trump's Twitter account was restored, you know. I'll tell you one thing, he doesn't follow back, you know, so I dropped him. The upside of the Trump election is that it proves in America anybody can be elected president. The downside is that in America, anybody can be elected president. Hey, no experience or temperament needed. I might give it a go. I could run. Oh, please, don't encourage me. Nice to hear no pundits, though, in the trees, chirping away. That's a good thing. Pundit comes from the Sanskrit, you know, for blowing it out your ass. Sanskrit, look it up. Anyway, this will be a challenge to the American system of government and the inertia-ocracy to see if everything keeps running no matter what this time. You're not with me on that one, okay? But trust me, it's true. The margin of difference in the election were the millennials who thought it would be funny if Trump won. So, well, you couldn't hear what he was saying with your earbuds in, you know. The only wrinkle in the Trump victory is a Trump fail-safe doomsday legal challenge machine kicked in automatically when the polls closed and will tie up results for years. So that's the good news. In the interim, Ivanka will administer the executive branch as she did the Trump group, and she'll be great, allowing Trump to concentrate on Trump TV and its first breakout hit, Trump World, like Westworld, but you get to shoot and molest real people. Spoiler alert. Anyway, a huge number of Americans have already headed to Canada via the Upper Peninsula Underground Railway, UPER, and have been greeted with free medical care and really strong beer, eh? I would go to Canada if it weren't north. From the Yukon, you know, Canada is very attractive, I gotta say, because it's straight south. Yeah, so, thank you for that, John. Thank you for staying with me on this whole concept, this whole conceit.
No, I'm with you.
Thank you. To stem the flow of the Great Wall of America, which is still in crates, will be bussed from Ciudad Juarez to International Falls, where it will inch out east and west, Newfoundland to Vancouver. So look for that. Can't really bisect Niagara Falls,
No.
but slowly I turned.
Step by step. Inch by inch.
Thank you for being the only person who knows what I mean.
That's scary.
President-elect Trump, don't ever say that again, showing unexpected generosity will allow Hillary to serve her 4-year sentence for email fraud at Rikers Island so she can stay in touch with her New York constituency. It's really much... You're digging this. Inside, you're digging this. She'll be fine. Did Martha Stewart a world of good, you know. Now going out with Snoop Dogg. Pretty cool. All right, ex-President Obama and his near ex-President Obama and his family have provided safe passage to Nairobi. The girls as well, since anchor babies don't play no more. So it's all for the best. Trump cabinet selections have not been named yet, but are thought to include Celebrity Apprentice winners Trace Adkins, Arsenio Hall, Gene Simmons, Lisa Gibbons, Stephen Baldwin, not the other one, no, Khloe Kardashian, Andrew Dice Clay, Clint Black, and Dennis Rodman.
We're in good hands.
Okay, fine. Well, the morning after here in Madison, there were no vehicles on the street except for Ford F-150s. Did you notice that? Starbucks were filled with folks not feeling the mocha in their Java. Ron Johnson won the Take two. Ron Johnson won the Senate seat without once admitting he already had it. Held it. He should be holding his seat, really, is what I'm thinking. Wisconsin voters gave Trump the victory over Clinton and Trump confidant Bill Belichick over Mike McCarthy. So unconfirmed reports have Tom Brady looking for a place in Ashwaubenon, ladies and gentlemen. That could be a good thing. And the one sidebar, the Trump people gave Ted Nugent the wrong date for the inaugural ball. Thank you. And I mean that, seriously. For all the news that isn't, I'm Truman Bradley. And just one side note here.
I will be the greatest president.
Oh, get out. Paid $7 for that pen. It doesn't even write. T.C. Boyle will join us in Santa Barbara, and he just got back from a whirlwind, another book tour that took him everywhere. And his new one is the Terranauts. And what a perfect time, really, for the Terranauts, because people want to live in a terrarium at this point in history, so it couldn't be better. Tom, are you there?
Yes, I am, Michael. You catch me in the bathtub, actually. You know,
No,
we're still
you're
in our
kidding.
5th year of the drought here, and my wife and I are taking our monthly bath. Say hello, honey. Hello. You know, as I told you last year, you know, we're very, very conservative with our water. So once my darling and I are done with our bath, we'll be washing our clothes here in the tub, then using what's left over to boil the spaghetti, and anything else goes out to the plants.
Well, I'm glad to see you're dealing well, adapting to the new reality.
Yes, I am indeed.
Yes. And really, what a
And
fine...
wait, one
Yes.
second here, Michael.
Yes.
Now, when I've talked to you all these past years,
Yes.
I'm not one to criticize people for their drinking problems.
No.
But my God, isn't it a little early to be in a bar?
I don't know. What time is it there, Tom?
Well, it's only 10:30 in the morning out here. I mean,
Well, no,
I
here
won't be
it's
going to
well
bars
past
till
noon.
at least.
It's well past noon, Tom. And this is Wisconsin. And it's homecoming. Look at me. All right.
Well, hallelujah.
Yo, homecoming! All right. How would...
I believe you were making a comment about people wanting to live in a terrarium these days.
Yes. Don't you think that the time for this book, it couldn't have been a better time, really? Because why not live in a controlled environment where all your needs are met and you just have to survive for 2 years with a bunch of people you're going to end up hating?
Well, of course, yes. And, you know, I'm referring to the biosphere experiment of the early 90s in the Arizona desert, in which 4 men and 4 women were enclosed inside an artificial environment for 2 years. The first of 50 projected 2-year closures.
Mm-hmm. How many were there, actually?
It only made it through 6 months of the second closure because the friendly billionaire who had funded the thing had a fight with the friendly creator who had created it. So I'm just projecting a fictional second closure.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they really hate one another. I mean, 4 men, 4 women locked in for 2 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of course, sexual hanky-panky going on here. What else are they going to do in there for 2 years?
It's either sex or tilapia. Those are the 2 choices there.
That's right. Tilapia was one of their main food sources. And in fact, in the true history of this, Jenny Craig should have jumped on this because the men lost 18% of their body weight, the women 10%, because they were essentially starving in there. They were subsistence farmers and couldn't manage enough food for the 8 of them for a 2-year period.
Yeah. Now, what was the point of this? They were living off Earth while on Earth, but it's a good idea. But
yes, my dear fellow. But are we allowed to use the word "merd" on the air?
Yes, you can say shit if you want to. Now we're podcasting.
You know, the biosphere we live in, as so-called Biosphere 1, that's this Earth, is kind of turning to marriage right now with global warming and the flooding of the low-lying places. Wisconsinites don't have to worry about that yet. And so it becomes more and more attractive to have an artificial environment. You may know that NASA has just concluded a 1-year closure in the Mauna Loa crater where 6 men and women were enclosed for a full year. Mm-hmm. They were allowed to go outside, unlike my Terranauts. However, they had to wear spacesuits if they went outside because they were simulating what it might be like on a dead planet.
Yeah. No, it's a good idea. I'm sorry, was there a point where that...
Have you tried it?
Was there a point where that anecdote?
I'm sorry,
I lost you there. Well, I guess, is this... Do we have a parable? We must have a parable here because it's T.C. Boyle, and there's something beyond what we just see, the people just doing this biosphere thing. By the way, your science background, what is your science background? Because it seems to be quite sufficient to this.
Well, I'm fascinated by biology and our being on this planet, of course. My science background is pretty limited. Who knows, I might have been perfectly happy being a field biologist, except there were a few deadly things that happened to me in high school. The first was called chemistry, and the second was called math.
Yes, I know.
So
Yeah.
I had no choice but to become a writer and a jokester.
Yeah, but for example, Are We Not Men? You're dealing with gene editing, and you seem to have quite a good knowledge of what this and the effects it could have.
Oh, thank you so much, Michael. This is a story that was in last week's New Yorker, the November 7th issue. It's one of my faves. I've already been performing it for audiences because one of my theories with an audience is you can't sleep and laugh at the same time. So I hear them laughing, and it really invigorates me.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been my latest obsession. This is CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology, which has come to the fore in the last 2 years. You will see in the front of Nature and Science magazines a big ad that shows a fist punching in a punching glove, a boxing glove.
Yeah.
And it says, knock out any gene. They are selling home kits for a mere $5,000. So anybody out there in the audience in your bar can manipulate genetic
I see people doing it right now.
of bacteria and molds and whatnot. Now, is this a good idea?
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, well, so I'm in Are We
Is that
Not
a trick
Men?
question?
I'm jumping into the near future, and I'm creating some new creatures, like, for instance, the crow parrot.
I love the crow parrot.
A molecular embryologist at the university decided, well, look, these crows, they're noisy, they're killing our songbirds, they're driving them to extinction. And then there's these invasive parrots, they're talking and making noise all the time. Let's combine them and keep the parrots from raiding the crops and keep the crows from killing the birds. Unfortunately, they became very verbal. So you couldn't go outside without having them flying up in your face and cursing at you.
Right.
Then, too, there is the dog cat. And the announcer comes on
wait. Before you get to the
TV.
dog, I don't mean to stop you because it's almost impossible anyway. But the crow parrot, when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you hear from a crow parrot?
Well, can I say this on the air?
We're not on the air. Yes, yeah, go ahead.
Can I truly say this on the air? Okay. Well, the parrot flies right up in your face and says, fuck, bad bird.
Great imitation of a crow parrot.
Quite typical, the crow parrot. Now, also, we have the dog cat. The dog cat, the announcer comes on the ad, and you hear Paco Bell's cannon, and in his smooth tones, he says, dog person, cat person, it's all moot now. And here's the hilarious thing, Michael.
Yes.
At the end of the story, I mentioned 8 of these transgenic creatures, including the crow parrot and the dog cat. The joke is that 6 of them exist now.
They do.
Yeah, the super cow, the micro pig, all of this we've developed already. So we are in deep trouble.
We have a micro pig.
Oh yeah. It's remember the craze for the Vietnamese pot-bellied pig, a miniature pig, but this is just a dwarf variety, created by selective breeding in the way that we created all these odd shapes of our dogs. Now though, we can remove the growth gene and have an actual pig created the size of a cat. Now, why would we want this?
I don't know. Well, let me ask you this: why are you actually in the bathtub now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well,
my wife is taking up a lot of the space. The water's getting a little cold, but it's the only water we have.
You know, you're America's most accessible novelist.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, we
you
get you in the bathtub.
Okay,
I think it's pretty
a bunch of people
pretty
out
amazing.
at the gate right now. You know, maybe I should put my clothes back on.
Yes. How do you feel about being called America's greatest living author?
Well, I think that's really great, and I hope we can use that for my epitaph on my tombstone. I like the living part of it most of all, Michael.
It's a little, it's worrisome, isn't it? Because that was Updike that formerly held this.
Yeah, one of my friends years ago said, we should open a living author's bookstore. So when anybody dies, you put them on special sale.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think the phrase living author should be edited, I think. Okay, so the metaphor now that we almost have like a modern Garden of Eden going on here, but with not very good results. Well, of course, the original one didn't have much results either, if you think about it.
I'm just very curious about what it would be like to be confined with 8 people. They're a team. They're a cult. They believe totally in this, in creating a new environment, a new world. In fact, the real biosphere experiment had tremendous chutzpah. 3,800 species of plants and animals. They're trying to generate the kind of oxygen CO2 ratios we see on this planet. They have to recycle all of their water. You, of course, know artificial chemicals were allowed in. Also, quite fascinating is once the 8 are in there, they're not going to get any diseases from any of us, so that any diseases they might have brought in with them, let's say a common cold, once it's gone, it's extinct. Well, okay, come on, Michael, tell me. Well, how do you feel about that?
I'm mulling that over. There's someone who's going to have a common cold, so it will go on. That was what I feel.
In fact, the problem with the original biosphere, and the beauty for me in this book is I can use all of that history and then just project going on, is that they broke closure. They were supposed to be in there for 2 years, completely sealed in as if they were on Mars. But within 12 days, one of the women cut off the tip of her finger in the rice hulling machine in the basement. And so one of the 8 has to be a doctor for obvious reasons. He put it back together as best he could, but finally it was looking like blood sausage. So they had to bring her out to the hospital for 5 hours. She was only out in our biosphere for 5 hours. But that kind of ruined the contract for the public. For me, I remember in 91 thinking, hey, wow, this is amazing. But then when they broke closure, it really disenchanted everyone. And so once they had broken closure, then in their second year, they did pump in oxygen because the CO2 ratios were so high, it was like living at altitude. It was like they were living at 12,000 feet, and people were getting headaches and so on. And they also, instead of doing their blood work and so on internally, which they did the first year, there's a little sleeve in which things can be passed back and forth, and they began to pass the test tubes and so on, blood samples out. At that point, everybody got flu inside the biosphere because whoever had handled this thing and passed it back for them, had been infected. So what am I saying? I'm saying...
Why should I tell you what you're saying? You should tell me.
Okay, sure, Michael. I'm saying it's a dangerous world out there.
Yes, and we have sort of a commune-like attempt, like in Drop City, and yet it's a commune fashioned by someone else with a tremendous ego, the creator, whatever it is, God the creator, who made this all happen. And is he trying to form people in his own image, or what is the motive behind actually doing this?
The motive is to see if it is possible for us to live off Earth, as NASA is trying to do now, as I said earlier.
Yes.
And the motive is a good one. I mean, it's one in which we want to try to recreate what we have here. By the way, when NASA had its closure August a year ago, Elizabeth Colbert, the wonderful
Yeah, she's great.
science writer, an environmental writer, wrote a piece about it in the New Yorker, pointing out how very difficult it is to replicate what we have evolved here on this planet, and that instead of thinking about creating it elsewhere, which has monumental problems and may be impossible, maybe we should just pay a little more attention to the biosphere we're living in now.
Yes.
Which, as we said earlier, is turning to merit.
Which is sort of like this Mars thing now. I mean, that is puzzling. This whole, Elon Musk and all these other people, their goal now is to colonize Mars, so you can get a dealership for Tesla, is what I'm thinking. But
Yes.
what is the
There's a
appeal
lot of
of?
good real estate available there, Michael, and there are a lot of apartments available in Baghdad too, if you're interested.
But it's sort of the same proposition now. They can simulate a Mars environment on Earth and prepare people for living there and not coming back from an impossible environment to live in.
Right. The National Geographic of the last month or so had a whole cover story on our efforts to go to Mars and the complications involved in just getting there. First of all, zero gravity is pretty tough on your bone and your brains. And of course, once you leave our gravitational force, you have tremendous radiation problems as well. So it's not such an easy thing to hop over to Mars.
Yes.
And once you get there, there's nothing to eat, by the way.
Right, unless you brought it.
That's right.
But the Trump election makes it somehow desirable.
Oh, I was hoping you weren't going to.
I wasn't going to
mention
say that. Let's not go back.
No, let's not go to that.
It
does make it seem a lot desirable, though, to get shot into space and never come back, doesn't it?
Yes. At least it's promising. There's some promise involved.
That's right.
Sometimes I think that people don't appreciate. Do you feel appreciated as a humorist?
Yes.
Because there's so much humor in your tragedy, I
I
think.
the supermarket laugh at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
when I'm getting groceries. That's my appreciation.
No, but I mean it. You're like, Mark Twain did a lot of serious topics, actually, and did them in a humorous way. But I always get a good laugh out of even the worst tragedy in any of your novels or short stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm a literary novelist. This is my 26th book. I've delivered my 27th already, by the way. This is my life, and I'm trying to figure out what we're doing on Earth. And, we have to use, sometimes we have to use a little satiric humor just to wake us up and keep from sobbing all the time.
But it's funny. I mean, because like the wedding, for example, in the terrarium, is one of the best wedding scenes since The Graduate, I think.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And of course, all this was done by Mission Control for publicity purposes.
Right.
They're selling, little Terranaut figures in the gift shop and so on. So everything had to be orchestrated. And in the actual biosphere, it wasn't quite as big brotherish as in my fictional account of a second closure. I wanted it to be more manipulated and for the Terranauts to have less contact with the outside world than in the actual biosphere experiment.
Right. And as a former English major myself, I appreciated the large number of unreliable narrators.
Yeah, I've never quite done that before. There are 3 narrators, 2 females and 1 male, and they talk to you in the first person. When I discovered that this was a way to write it, I felt it would give me a greater intimacy. Someone whom you know well, and you're involved with their trials and their desires to dominate and first of all just be selected for this. Only 8 out of the 16 are selected. I thought that this would give you an investment in each one, and then when, of course, you hear them successively bitching about each other, I think then it gives you more input as a reader.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Well, thank you.
I just like the unreliability of it. I guess as an English major, when I first got into the notion of an unreliable narrator, I don't know when that was, but it's such a cool thing because you grow up accustomed to the fact that the narration of a story is the truth, and it's straightforward, and it's the only way of looking at it. And then you get to the unreliable narrator, and you think, God, life is a little more complex than straightforward. And so are novels.
Right. Well, you and I, of course, are perfectly reliable narrators.
Yes.
And it is true that in a third-person narrative, the writer is a kind of God standing all over this, and we've got layers within layers with something like the Terranauts, because we have mission control and God the Creator manipulating the lives of these people, but of course, subtextually, there I am manipulating these people for my own purposes.
It's crazy.
And, as I have said before, perhaps even on your show, the world is a confusing, dangerous, erratic place ruled by accident, and it's terrifying. So when I'm creating my own world for my own characters, I can control that environment and have anything I want happen. And of course, by God, they are going to suffer.
Yeah. There you go. And, it reminded me a little bit of Adam's Diary. Twain did Adam's Diary.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know it.
You don't know? He wrote this diary about what was going on in Eve, for example. He didn't understand anything Eve was doing, why she was there, what she wanted.
Why she wasn't wearing any clothes.
It was worse than that, really. Her expectations. Suddenly, he never had expectations before and laid on him. So, but yeah, Adam's Diary, and actually there's an Eve's Diary too. But it's sort of like, because each of these people, and actually one ends up being named Eve, the child that's born here.
Yes, it's inevitable that the biblical connections would come in when you're writing about a created world. So, again, I had all of this sort of these rich associations to work with. But what it boils down to eventually is that, we are an animal species living on this planet. We have destroyed the resources of the planet. We've radically altered the weather patterns. We've overpopulated. What's next for us? And so there is a very kind of exclusionary idea in a space colony or a kind of biosphere dome, because who's inside and who's outside? Well, the rest of us are outside to deal with everything, while a very exclusive and privileged group of people is inside.
Right.
I had the great pleasure this past summer of seeing Dr. Strangelove in a theater. It was revived here at one of our local theaters, and it was great because some of the people, of course, hadn't seen it before and so on. And at the end, when the doomsday device has gone off, Peter Sellers, as Dr. Strangelove, says to the gathered, military honchos and so on, he says, we're going to have to go underground. And he says, well, we will have to have maybe 20 women for every man to repopulate. And then all their eyes light up. Yeah, okay, great. But what happens to the rest of us,
Yeah. Well, it's another great one from T.C. Boyle. It's called The Terranauts. And I know, is another collection of short stories coming out now?
Yes, that'll be next year, The Relief Box and Other Stories. And the one that you mentioned, Are You Not Men, is featured prominently in it. It's become my new favorite.
T.C. Boyle, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Tom, so much. Thanks for sharing your bath with us. From Santa Barbara, T.C. Boyle, ladies and gentlemen, The Terranauts. And we'll leave him just to his bath. I wonder if he was. Do you think he was in the bath?
I don't know. I imagined him in there Trumbo style.
Trumbo?
Yeah. Have you seen that movie with Bryan Cranston? He plays Trumbo, who wrote Roman Holiday, and he's always writing in the bathtub.
Dalton Trumbo.
Yeah.
The guy was blacklisted. No, I didn't see it. Was he he wrote in the bathtub? I had no idea.
Yeah, really great movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that story before.
Well, no, thank you. I'll tie that together in retrospect.
That's like our
Hello, John.
Our old friend Clyde. We called him one time. He's like, I'm in the tub.
I'm in the tub, yes. Memories.
Yes.
Jeff, how are you?
Good, Michael. He's in the tub.
Yeah, he's in the tub. Have you read a lot of Boyle?
Some, yeah.
Read some?
Yeah. A couple of things. one which slips my memory right now.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was really good, wasn't it?
I like that one.
Great with a story and a.
The Road to Wellsville. The Road to Wellsville.
Oh yeah.
About the cereal wars.
Right, Kellogg.
In Grand Rapids. Mm-hmm. Which was actually hilarious as well. And they made a movie out of it that was pretty good too, actually.
Yeah, the movie was actually good. That's how I was introduced to the book.
Captured it pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, some of the stuff when if somebody says, "Oh, that's about this," it sounds like what? That sounds horrible. But if you actually read it, it's like wow.
No, they're always funny amidst the tragedies.
Yeah,
there's
that's
always
a good point.
a lot of laughs.
Yeah, well, he's a funny guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like you.
What you got for us here, John?
Well, this is a tune. It's an old standard, but it's something that maybe we all need at this moment. It's called.
Are there any new standards? I mean,
yeah, there are. A lot of new
You could just say it's a standard.
Yeah, no, a lot of new standards.
Okay.
It takes a while.
Name one new standard.
One new standard. Well.
See. Made my point
well,
for me.
An Elton John tune called "Sorry" seems to be the saddest one.
Oh, that's a very nice song.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
kind of a new standard.
Cool. You win.
Anyway, this is by Rodgers and Hart. It's called "With a Song in My Heart."
I love Rodgers and Hart. song in my heart.
Huh?
Yeah. With a song in my heart.
With a song in my heart.
Song in my heart. Very nice.
All right.
Is this on?
We could adapt that too for an older crowd with a stent in my heart, with clog in my heart.
With a what?
Clot in my heart.
With a clog in my heart?
Clot.
A new standard.
With a stent in my heart.
How are you, Stephanie?
Oh,
You
I'm
get a chance?
okay, Michael.
Yeah, you're still a little depressed about certain things?
Yeah, certain
Yeah.
things.
Are you doing okay, though? Or?
I don't know. I think that a lot of us are struggling right now to understand what to do next.
Yeah.
So.
Are you talking about the election, or are you talking about something personal?
Oh, I'm talking about the election.
Let's talk about something personal, because we can do something about that.
Oh. About something personal?
No, yes. Well, never mind. It's just me. It's just the Bloody Mary speaking. I mean, I've been here, started doing radio during Reagan. So you get sort of. I'm not saying this is like that, but I'll tell you, it was sort of in Madison when Reagan got elected, and immediately fired all the air traffic controllers, who were controlling all the flights that were going on in the country. That was pretty scary, and it was the same sort of feeling. And yet, look how well we came out of that whole thing.
Yeah, it's interesting because I
Yes.
don't know what it was like when Reagan was elected.
No, because you probably weren't born at that point.
But yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. So there was no way of your anticipating that sort of shock to the system.
Well, but in retrospect, everybody loves Reagan. So.
In retrospect, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So maybe, I know that. I'm just trying to comfort her. Will you stop trying to comfort her? So in retrospect, I'm sure Trump will be regarded as the greatest American president since Gerald Ford. Possibly. Okay, well, I'll go in the audience then, because I'll just leave. I wish I could help more, but
Yeah, I wish we all could help more.
yeah, I think it should be motivating to people to get involved and prevent this.
That's what I'm hopeful about, is that
Yes.
this will
Mobilizing.
mobilizing, more
Mobilizing.
dialogue between people and community members. So
Yes.
there can be good that can come out of
Good,
it.
good for mobilizing. Don't you agree?
I suppose so.
Okay, good. That's a strong affirmation. Erin Moonlight, is that a real name? It is? She's in the bathroom? She's moonlighting in the bathroom. I'd go in there, but it's the wrong one for me. Erin! Erin! Knock on the door if you're all right. Oh, Erin! Okay. All right, well, I should wait till she comes out. Then it says, Erin Moonlight, Madison via California, Washington, Ohio, crisis line phone answerer.
Here she comes.
Is that you? Okay, everything okay? Okay, we were worried. You were in there a long time. So just, let us know if there's... Powdering your nose? Okay. If you weren't on the radio, where would you be? I'd be right here, because I'm not on the radio. That's all I wanted to say to you. End up working in a bar while drinking. It's really a bad combination. Where's the office party next year? Oh, this year. Good. Chance to forward promote, which I don't do enough of.
Great.
December 17th, I
December
believe.
17th, right here at Bring a Dish to Pass at the High Noon. Bring a Dish to Pass, because we can do that now. We couldn't do that in public radio because they outlawed it.
Because they're a bunch of tight asses.
John.
Yes, that's true, but that's not the reason. The reason was there's state law. The Walker administration passed an anti-potluck party law.
Oh, that's like anti-religious almost.
Just too many regular people were having potluck parties, and they couldn't control it.
It's a
So-
Lutherans only kind of thing, or
I'm sorry?
only Lutherans can have potlucks in their little church
Yes,
business?
really. You're supposed to have a church affiliation if you have a potluck. Now we're going to do it because we're on podcasting. There's a podcasting potluck.
Oh, I like that.
So it's a podluck. Thank you very much, sir. Eventually I would have got around to saying that, but I've been sort of stymied by some certain influences. Anyhow, so December 17th, right here. Bring a dish to pass or don't. I don't care. Who's going to know? And we're gonna have the polka band. Steve Meisner is going to be here again. So the whole polka thing going on. Applause for Steve Meisner. And we'll have the
spiced eggnog.
The eggnog. Yeah. So it's have a wonderful time. You know, you shouted out one thing. It was good. You don't want to keep doing it because some of them are just not going to add up, and that's what I do for a living. You know, so can't be two of us. Our friend woke up with $20 extra in her wallet. Any idea how that happened?
Wrong wallet.
What? Why would I know? Kate and Lauren from Michigan. Your friend they refused to come any closer than this to the stage. I tried to talk them into it, but my appeal is not what it ever was. Are you the friend?
Yeah.
So the story is you woke up with $20 in your wallet,
Yeah.
and it wasn't there when you went to sleep?
I don't know that. Just $20 more than I started the night with.
How was that even possible?
That's what I asked you.
How would I know? Did you check your phone? It's probably on there. The answer's probably on your phone somewhere.
I don't have my phone, but I have $20.
And that enabled you all to come here and enjoy this frivolity.
Good investment, right?
$20. So it's gone now, is what you're saying.
I got a new phone. I'm just coming to Whad'ya Know.
Good. Good. Fine. You're not going to try to reconstruct the evening through.
I mean, if anybody gave me $20 last night.
Look, and you're
already.
it's probably on your Snapchat. Do you save those?
Don't have my phone.
Okay, well that was worthwhile, and I guess we don't know why she's here and she had with $20. Anyone know about the $20 that is it Kate? Kate had $20.
I think I lost $20 last time.
Did you really?
I don't know how it got in her wallet, but
All right, here's Barbara, long name after that. Nothing important from Clay Center, Nebraska. I know how to butcher chickens. Finally, something I can relate to. Okay, you butcher chickens?
I have.
You don't currently do it, or you? Yeah. Did you just do it at like a hobby level, or were you on a farm?
Well, my parents lived on a small farm, and
Don't worry, that's his microphone.
and we raised chickens, 100 at a time.
100 chickens at a time.
Right, and then we butchered them as a family.
Oh my
Did you let them
God.
lay some eggs first? Oh, as a family, I think is the key phrase.
Oh yeah. No, we did not let them lay eggs. They were pullets.
Well, they were pullets, so they were raised just to be slaughtered.
Right, to be eaten.
And so, and where was this farm?
In Clay Center, Nebraska.
Clay Center, Nebraska, right? So you mentioned that, yes.
Yeah.
Is that when you got out of the farm business after that experience?
Well, I ran away from home and ended up here. So I don't butcher chickens anymore.
Okay, well, this is a possible T.C. Boyle story, and I think we should get him out of the bathtub and consider your life as a possible subject.
Yeah, well, it could be.
What age were you?
I was just 17.
Was it the chickens that drove you out?
Well, partly.
Okay, let's leave it at that. Thank you. And your name is?
Barbara Gavin Llewellyn.
Barbara, very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you.
Barbara. Gavin Llewellyn, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting stuff. Let's see. Holly Hencher, looks like,
Right next to Barbara.
says hustler in communications. Is that hustler? It's not hustler, is it?
Writer. I mean, I guess it's not too dissimilar sometimes.
Oh, writer. Yeah, I thought it was an H. It's a W. South Central. Are you here for the game? You're from Illinois?
No, I live here now
it's much more interesting and exciting.
Thank you. Welcome to our shores. I know all about gluten-free something in cooking and living. Okay, are you gluten-free?
Yeah.
Don't you miss it? I mean, gluten is what gives things flavor.
It's so good. I love gluten, but it doesn't love me. So
Aw.
luckily there are many alternatives, as I'm sure I'm not the only one in the audience who has had this dietary shift, but
Dietary what?
shift. But
I think we made kind of a boogeyman out of gluten. I think gluten there's a lot to be said for it.
yeah, it's great. However, I think the technology and the green revolution has changed the physical components of wheat, and not everyone's digestive system can handle it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Mine can't handle it, but I still eat it. I never thought you should have good digestion as a basis for life. You know, you have. I grew up in a home where I had nothing but heartburn for the first. And I thought when I went away from home, I thought my heart stopped beating. But I didn't feel anything in there anymore. But it was a heart. You get used to heartburn and you live with it because gluten is so good and fat.
I love fat.
Yes, you can't replace fat with anything because there's only one. Fat is what makes things taste good.
Butter, lots of butter.
Butter, fat, gluten, all those things. Okay.
They make the world go round.
I've convinced you to change your ways. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Oh, likewise, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Sue Tierman. I'm a groupie for my Oregon, Wisconsin Sons band, Distant Cousins. Distant Cousins fans are here. Well, that's right. I talked to you a little bit earlier. Distant Cousins actually played here at the High Noon, yes? Yes. And they're a young group. They're a young group, and they're developing, and they're your
grandson.
Yes.
Aw.
Oh, you're a grandson too. You're both.
No, I'm not your grandson.
You're a grand. Yeah.
I'm Sue. I'm Sue.
I'm Sue. What does that make you to?
The mom. Oh no, them. She's my mom.
She's your mom?
She's the mother-in-law. Yes.
How is she as a daughter-in-law? Just curious.
Just wonderful.
That's so fantastic. Distant Cousins is a group, and they're doing well.
Yes, they are. They actually just won the Mama Emerging Artist competition last Saturday, and then they also played here on Sunday. Yeah.
Distant Cousins. Okay. Distant Cousins group here. I just go to school. Okay, in Oregon, Wisconsin, Ben. Is that you? Don't say just go to school.
That's about my life, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's an important thing. I mean, what would you rather be doing, Ben, than going to school? Imagine there were no laws that said you had to go to school. What would you do?
Sleep.
But you got to get up sometime.
Not necessarily.
Well, when you do, then I mean, you get up, and then you probably want to be doing something, or don't you?
I really don't want to do anything.
No, you get up. So what do? You get up and you go back to sleep again, or?
Basically.
Don't you ride your bike or?
No.
Soccer or?
No.
Foosball or something? Baseball.
Well, that's only like 2 months in the summer, though.
So 10 months of the year you do absolutely nothing except sleep. Given your choice.
I mean, I have a computer, but that isn't really anything. Well, I mean, it is something, but I wouldn't count it as doing anything.
You know, I need to work with you, but we don't have time to do it right here and get you more involved in doing things. But do you like anything about school?
No, not really.
All right, fine. Well, that's good because we need that too because you're probably too smart for school. I mean, I was a former school teacher, and I had many students who were smarter than I am and thought I didn't know what I was talking about. So maybe you're just a little ahead of the curve as far as schooling.
No.
All right, Ben, like talking to you. You got a future in this business. You can do some radio or podcasting. You know what? Anybody here like to play the quiz. The What Do You Know quiz, chance for you to win some fabulous prizes just for being fabulous. You've always wanted to. You have that look about you, like you're like perked up all of a sudden.
That's not how my face always looks. I'm perky. I'm just perky.
You're just purty. Oh,
Perky.
I said, well, do you want to play the quiz?
I wouldn't say no. Sure.
What would you say? Yes?
That would be yeah. That would be.
What's your name?
Epi.
Epi?
Epi.
Epi.
Yes.
Epi. Love the name. Epi. Come on up here, Epi. Win some fabulous prizes. Come on. We got them. We got to give them away. Why not? Epi's coming up here now. Here's Epi, everybody. Give Epi a little, come on, a little encouragement here. Yeah, have a seat right here. And just for saying that, Epi, I want to give you my Donald talking pen.
The greatest president.
Because I never want to hear this again, so I'm giving that to you.
Thanks for cursing me with that. That's
Yes,
awesome.
wonderful. It's supposed to say 8 different things, but it keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Greatest president God
At least,
ever
I mean, it
made.
is a huge pen.
It's a very big pen. Epi, what do you do in life as we know it, Epi?
I'm a loss prevention clerk.
Loss prevention
Yeah,
clerk?
it's
That
like
sounds like out of Kafka or something.
Yeah, a receptionist with a metal detector.
I don't understand anything that's happened today. You are a receptionist with a metal detector.
Mhm.
Explain any of that.
I'm just making sure that people aren't stealing things from the warehouse I work at.
Oh, you're in a
So,
warehouse
yeah.
and so you detect them?
Yes, I
Is this what you-
detect people and provide them with a wonderful candy dish and do paperwork.
Yeah. Is this what you hoped for when you were younger, thinking,
I
someday I
think
want to be a
I
loss
always-
protection?
yes. I saw the button-up blouses and I said, I really want to be a receptionist.
What in school, what was your major or your training in?
I started studying Spanish.
Spanish?
Yeah.
So you could do this in Latin America. if you
Yes.
want. Loss
Yes,
protection in
yes.
Latin America would be good.
Yeah, I hear in Venezuela there's a need for it right now.
So when you're not doing loss protection, Epi, what are you doing?
Training horses.
Are you? Oh, cool.
Being a really awesome aunt.
Yeah. You're awesome and you're perky.
Yeah.
I like that about you, Epi. And you train horses, really? What sorts do you train, or what is your background in that?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You do, dressage and all that
Yes,
kind
that
of
was
stuff?
dressage with my background. Yeah.
Wow, no, how cool. You can make horses dance. That's
Yes,
really
yeah,
important.
really fun.
Yeah. Have you been doing that for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a while, but
Yeah.
never had my own. Always just kind of offered to train other people's.
Yeah. How did you develop the skill? Did you grow up on a ranch or nearby?
No. I think my parents felt guilty when they got divorced and bought me riding lessons.
Really?
Yeah.
And you just got totally into the whole horse thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow. Do you have a horse now that you're very proud of who's a great dancer?
I helped a friend adopt my old horse, and
Oh.
that's kind of my focus right now.
Yeah. What was the horse called?
Phoebe's Choice.
Phoebe's
She was
Choice.
A failed racehorse.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now she's dancing.
Yes. Now she has goat friends and lives on a farm by herself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's hard to say to let go, I bet, huh? Of Phoebe's Choice.
Yeah. She's got good folks now.
Yeah.
Good new owners.
Yeah. Are you thinking about a new horse or?
No.
No?
No, I'm too involved with my loss prevention activities.
Well, that's really cool, though. Dressage is an amazing thing. My ex-wife got into dressage after she left me.
What did
Started
my-
training horses.
My brother says, horse people are the future divorcees of America.
Because men, horses, tough choice, right? A horse you can train. Come on. All right. Epi, someone out there will call in. We didn't give the number recently, did we, to call in for
We
the quiz?
haven't yet, but I would be happy to do that,
Why don't you
Michael.
do that, Stephanie?
Okay, I will. If people want to play the quiz, they're going to pick up the phone and dial 608-250-3222 and answer this qualifying question.
Oh, come on. Qualifying question. We're all adults. I'll do that. Do we have people there watching now? Probably on YouTube, is what I'm thinking. We don't know because we didn't really mention it. We don't know? We don't know? We do? I got one thumb and two hands ups. My crack crew. All right, here's the qualifying question. You want to play in the quiz here with Epi. And the question is, MetLife Insurance is letting who go? A very famous individual being let go by Metropolitan Life Insurance after 31 years. So if you think you know the answer to that, give us a call here at, what was that again?
At 608-250-3222.
Yeah, okay. That's the number to call. And the phones are not ringing off the hook now, so you still do a lot of riding, though, I would imagine.
Some, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
gets spendy. Gets expensive.
Yeah, it really does, really.
So,
Yeah, not as expensive as actually owning one, though.
yeah. No, I found ways to avoid owning them.
Yeah, that's what because I ended up owning horses with wife number one, and we had 3 of them. One was a pony.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like a Shetland or something like that.
Awful.
Yeah, they're the worst. Yeah, it was a pony that could actually go on its side and slide underneath the fence. It was really kind of cool to see it escape, and it escaped many times that way. And it was dusty. Anyhow, but it was they're very expensive between the vets things and everything else they do, and all the strange diseases horses get.
Can you ride a pony?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you
yes.
Like a human adult could ride a pony.
I used to. As a volunteer, I would exercise horses for a children's riding program for kids with disabilities, and one of the ones they stuck me with was a pony named Chip, and nightmares.
Yeah. And we had a neurotic quarter horse too, though. Really neurotic.
Yeah.
Some of them get that way from years of captivity, I think, Whatever, Sonny.
Definitely.
I love Sonny. Very nice guy, but he had a neurosis about puddles.
Well, they're bottomless. Didn't you know that? Puddles are bottomless.
I feel that way. I didn't know the horse did. That was a shock to discover that at a certain. Okay, here we got people calling in right now from all over, including Arby in Central Kentucky.
Oh.
Arby, this is Epi. This could be made in heaven.
Hi, Arby.
What do you do there in Central Kentucky, Arby?
Very little. Just
very little,
sitting
yeah.
here, staying warm.
Yeah. What are you doing today, for example?
Watching you on YouTube.
That's it for the day?
Pretty much.
And then later on, what are you going to do?
Drink beer, eat supper.
Drink beer and eat supper?
Uh-huh.
Are you cooking?
I cooked yesterday, so I don't have to cook today. I can just drink beer and then eat.
Okay. What'd you fix yesterday?
Cream chicken on biscuits. Blast from the past.
Okay, so that chicken, how long has that lasted you so far?
I cooked it last night, so it'll go another couple of days.
Oh, okay, so you're just starting on that chicken.
You betcha.
That's a good thing. And then tonight, are you going to go out and have a little fun? It's the weekend.
No.
Yeah. When you say Central Kentucky, what would that be exactly?
Marion County.
Marion County, cool. Yeah.
The Knobs.
Yes, very nice.
Seriously, the Knobs.
The Knobs, yeah, I know, it's called the Knobs, right?
Yep.
See, I'm not totally stupid. I just seem that way when you first hear me. Where was the question? I forget where I put that.
MetLife.
I can tell you the answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Snoopy.
Snoopy is right. Thank you, Arby, so much. All the way from the Knobs in Central Kentucky. Arby, this is Epi.
We've met.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to
formalities.
Good luck.
Formalities all aside, and you are partners in this. You collaborate. We have various categories, don't we, Stephanie?
We do. Those categories are current events, people, places, things you should have learned in school, had you been paying attention, science, and odds and ends.
Well, I'm sorry. What odds and yes? Okay. Arby, let's pick the first one. What would you like?
Oh, let's go with science.
Science it is. Okay, here it is. Science. Tickling rats until they giggle proves what?
Tickling what until they laugh?
Rats. Tickling rats.
What does it prove?
Yes.
Rats are ticklish and they laugh.
Well, let me just finish the question, Arby. Tickling rats until they giggle proves what? A, that scientists will do anything. B, that rats don't always feel like being tickled. Or C, that rats will do anything.
Probably A. The rats do really enjoy being tickled.
What was the second one?
They don't always feel like being tickled.
Huh. What do you think, Epi?
All of the above, but I think B in particular.
Oh. You want to go with that feeling, Arby?
What were you thinking, Arby?
I was thinking A.
That scientists will do anything, which I think is probably
But
true.
That's always
I
true.
think you're probably right. So let's go with B.
Okay, that's true. They don't always feel like being tickled, which supposedly has implications for human behavior, but I don't get it.
That's one right, and the remaining categories are current events, people, places, things you should have learned in school, and odds and ends.
Okay, Epi, what would you like?
How about odds and ends?
Odds and ends. All right. Prehistoric people used cave... What? Oh, prehistoric people used cave lions. There was something called cave lions in the old days. Prehistoric people used cave lion pelts for one of the following. Was it for towels, for rugs, or for outfits?
I would guess rugs. What do you think, Epi?
I don't picture cave ancient people having rugs, but I definitely picture them having clothes.
Okay. Well, should we give Arby a break because he
Yeah.
went with you and it could be an instinctual thing.
Yeah, I would think those cave floors get awfully cold and damp.
I think probably invented the rug in the cave, don't you think?
I mean,
Yes, that's
probably-
right. Rugs. Yes, rugs.
All right.
They use them for rugs. First rugs.
That's
were actually
2 right, and the remaining categories are current events,
cave lions.
people, places, and things you should have learned in school.
Yeah. What would you
Oh,
use
boy.
it for?
Let's go with
Me?
school this time.
School? Okay, school it is. All right. School. Okay, F equals C times 9/5 plus 32 is a handy formula for converting what to what?
Or let's go with... I have no idea. What do you think, Epi?
I'm with T.C. Boyle on this one. Chemistry and math just
Okay.
we're not.
F equals C, okay, times 9/5 plus 32, handy formula for converting what to what. What measurement and what from a measurement to what?
I'm getting absolutely no help. from people
Conversion
in the
of
chat room.
measurements in an everyday...
32 makes me think Fahrenheit and Celsius.
Ah, okay.
I'll go with that.
Yes, that's right. Degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius.
Epi, you'll keep those lips of love in tip-top condition with Cowgirl Lip Balm in a container that looks like a miniature cowgirl from Seattle's Archie McPhee at McPhee.com. Arby, from pantyhose in 1988 to Spam and Whiskey Pie in 2010, you can relive the first 25 are the hardest on the CD compilation of Michael Feldman's Whad'ya Know, produced by Tom Blaine with cover art by Nora Feldman. Congratulations to both of you.
Enjoy that lip balm, Epi.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah,
Thank
best,
you.
Best to you. Arby, hang on. We'll make sure you get that. Thanks for playing.
Thank you, Michael and Epi.
All right. Arby. Epi, Arby.
The Whad'ya Know Podcast is produced, hosted, and no one else to blamed by Michael Feldman, made possible by Kickstarter and the best audience a guy ever had, and depends in large measure on John Thulin, Jeff Hammond, Tom Blaine, Aubrey Ralph, Lyle Anderson, Dylan Brogan, Sheila Shigley, and yours most definitely, Stephanie Lee. Watch us grind our sausage live on YouTube at youtube.com/user/Whad'yaTube. Call in to play the quiz at 608-250-3222 and mine a motherload of Whad'ya Know nuggets at whadyaknow.net. Follow Michael on Twitter at myfeldman and slice the finished salami on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play.
Thank you all for coming, joining us for this edition of Whad'ya Know. And thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and thanks for downloading on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Boys in the band. John Thulin, Jeff Hammond, Stephanie Lee. Very nice.
You made an interesting comment about millennials, and I'm trying to fight millennialism and so on and so forth. What do you think are some of the compounds of the millennial generation?
With no highway and protocol, but like, I'm going to bed. There's nothing to see here. It's over. Yeah. It'll just be punishment to stay up. That said, there's some interesting things still happening. Such as like, apparently they're recounting. It probably won't. Probably going to get stopped. But it's actually possible to do that. It wouldn't be enough. Yeah, they could actually switch. Because all the absentee votes. Oh my god. I mean, still, it won't save anything because mind blowing. That's embarrassing. fight millennial, fight realism. Right. I'm trying to fight realism, as you can see on the Kafka, sure. But yeah, I'm trying to be the next Lord Byron. I make my own one.
together. Keep 'em all together. Knowing your gal is by your side. All the things I'm missing. Good victuals, love, and kissing. And the end of my ride. Let's see. Right to this. Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Measure your time as well.
Though your veins are swollen. Keep those doggies rolling. Right. Don't try to understand them. Rope and brand 'em. Well, we are about to enter into a realm where don't try to control your vertical, don't try to control your horizontal.
Don't try to control your president.
I'm sorry,
He's
what?
uncontrollable.
Yes. They're called this. Let's see. Malo Dua. French swing and Hawaiian music. Yes, but then give it back to me because I'm going to promote it when we get to it. You say you like French swing. You say you like Hawaiian slack guitar.
This is
You're in the right place.
Don Ho meets Stefan Grappelli. Or no, who's the
Grappelli? Yeah.
Django Reinhardt. Don Ho meets Django Reinhardt.
Exactly. Django Reinhardt meets who?
Stefan Grappelli. Oh no.
No.
Don Ho. Don Ho.
Don Ho. Do we have some Don Ho fans here? This is not what you're going to hear. It's not Tiny Bubbles. And yet it could be. How you doing then? Pretty good. I had a shot. I had a shot of tequila. It was very good.
The bartender's nice if you bought me shit.
Well, he should, really. Just remember to over-tip him on the way out.
I did tip him.
Yeah, I got to tip him again. I tipped him once, but it's not like I walk around with a wallet.
You gotta walk your pocket.
Yes, sir. We got a lot going on here now. That's very oh, give that back to me. Malo Dua. They're very good. You're gonna love them if you haven't heard them before. In French, it means my fingers hurt. And it doesn't end there, frankly. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, Malo Dua.
Malo Dua. Oh, you speak French?
Just.
Un peu? Un peu?
Un petit peu.
Oh, I love it when you say that. Say more.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
now it's all gross. I'm sorry. I just
You have to speak it with your Kentucky twang, which you don't have.
Oh.
But you need to get
God.
French.
Petit peu. I can't even do I don't know what a Kentucky twang. If you give me some time, I could find it probably.
Yeah. How are they doing, the Kentucky?
I haven't watched any of the basketball games
What?
yet, but I wanted to ask Arby about it
Oh.
to see if he was going to be watching later.
Oh, yeah. Are they
So
playing today? Yes, I
I
suppose
feel
they
like
are.
they're playing today or tomorrow.
We're talking basketball, though,
Yep.
aren't we?
Yep. Oh,
Is the season
I don't
started?
watch football, just
I know
on
you don't
principle.
Say that. Let's start and talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
We're starting right now. You good with that? So we're just saying that Stephanie is a Kentucky, what are they called? The Kentucky what?
Wildcat fan?
The Wildcats.
Yeah.
That's right. And do they play basketball there or what?
No, yes, they play
do?
basketball.
Are they
yeah.
any good at it? or-
They're pretty good at it.
Yeah. And you're a big fan, are you?
I am. I love Kentucky basketball. I
Uh-huh.
bleed blue, as they say.
You do? You do?
I
You believe-
do.
Do you watch every game and all that?
Not every game, but I try to make an effort to. My
Uh-huh.
dad and I will watch together. Not like physically together, but we'll watch
You're not
the
physically
games.
together.
Right. So my dad lives in Kentucky.
So you're spiritually together for the Kentucky
Spiritually
games?
together, yes.
How are they ranked this year?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to those rankings very much. But
Why not? That's kind of important, isn't it?
I don't care about it. I just don't.
Who do they always come in second to in the rankings?
They're usually first, but this year I don't know.
Yeah. Was it North
usually
Carolina?
Duke,
Duke,
or
yeah.
I don't know. Michigan State maybe started out ranked
Really?
pretty high last year.
And last year?
I don't know about this year at all.
John, you probably, you're a basketball fan. John, where's
Yeah, I haven't really
Kentucky
been
at?
paying attention.
Jeff?
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
It's
all
too
right.
early.
The election, I think, has been pulling a lot of people's attentions away
Yeah.
from other things.
Well, it should be on basketball, obviously. Well, what do you know? Okay.
And now,
that was fair.
live from Madison, Wisconsin's High Noon Saloon, cold beer, hot music, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. It's Michael Feldman's What Do You Know? Brought to you by Borukim's Oriental Rugs of Madison. Once you go Bishar, you never go back. Persian BIJAR.com. Tell Albert Michael sent ya.
Very nice rugs.
And by the Wisconsin
Best
Greenhouse
rugs
Company.
anywhere.
Sales, installations, lighting, and repairs for anything you're growing. Check them out at WisconsinGreenhouseCompany.com. In today's show, Malo Dua enthralls us with their French swing and Hawaiian music. To my right is John Thulin, keyboards and offhand remarks. By his side, that stand-up guy on stand-up bass, Jeff Hammond. Straight ahead, so to speak, Lyle Anderson, Caroliner and phone answerer, and myself, most definitely, Stephanie Lee. And now, the man who wanted to go to Canada, if it weren't north, Michael Feldman.
Yeah, hey. You gotta go north to go to Canada. Are you pretty good then? Looking good. How are things? I'm talking to you people here. Yes, you're sitting in a tavern early in the afternoon before really they usually open, I think. Nice to have you here. Things going pretty well? Yeah? You're not at homecoming. There's homecoming today in Madison, Wisconsin. And are you going? Anyone going to the game? Okay, doesn't matter. We're good. Nice to have you here. I'm here, of course, with John Thulin on the piano, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Jeff Hammond on the bass.
Thank you.
And Stephanie Lee, most definitely on my left here.
Thank you.
You know, people have been saying to me, you know, we don't hear from Jeff like we used to, so let's see why that is. As I give the microphone to Jeff.
You mean we're hearing from him more?
Gosh, Michael, you caught me by surprise again. So how's everyone doing today? I guess we covered that. This has been a treat. Thank you. Michael.
That's why, okay, in a nutshell. All right, very good. And in all the news that isn't, a U-Haul pod with Melania's dowry from Slovenia is already on the White House lawn. And I'm afraid the goats are going to die by January 20th. So. Well, fine. The Manhattan Hillbillies, that's what I call them. They're coming to the White House. After the Obama-Trump meeting, thank you. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you. Manhattan Hillbillies. Okay. And Insight. Bound to have one eventually. After the Obama-Trump meeting at the White House, Trump called Obama a good man, but that's the same thing he said about Charlie Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Trump was a bit subdued during the meeting since he doesn't speak Swahili. Ooh, thank you for that as well. So much to do in Donald's first 100 days. Pretty much will be over by the time he gets in office. Eric's in charge of the transition, so it could take longer than 100. First order of business, a shock collar for Rudy Giuliani. Cabinet post tough call. Newt has not left the Trump Tower lobby for 2 weeks now. He's just sitting there, even though he's not bigly anymore. Barring indictment, Chris Christie's a shoo-in for transportation. We're looking at David Duke at Housing and Urban Development. Michael Cohen, the Trump tax lawyer who never explained the tax code to Donald, actually. We'll leave Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe for Attorney General. Trump Jr. will be Secretary of State because he's life is like a bag of skillets, ladies and gentlemen. Skittles. Boy, that was good tequila. They're so smooth. Barron will held the children. Barron will head. Barron will head the Children's Crusade. Okay, forget that. Anyhow, over at the EPA, the P is now petroleum. The Environmental Petroleum Association. Petroleum, the dinosaurs wanted us to have it. Trump reaches out to women with his Women's Reproductive Privileges Act. Because it is a privilege. Our Bodies, Yourselves, the new book that's out now for the Trump people. IUDs and progressive lenses are out. No explanation given by the Trump people. It doesn't seem to make sense. Abortion, of course, will be limited to Democratic women. Ooh, okay, fine. Okay, if we can't laugh, what can we do? There's a general sense of relief now that climate change is not a problem. Until Trump Mar-a-Lago is underwater and Trump has nowhere to drop the ball. And what do you do with a problem like Hillary? The base really expects to see Hillary behind bars like in all the memes they thought were real, but the feeling now is that home confinement with Bill could be much greater punishment. Of course, the Trump lawyers will need to establish legally that being Hillary is a crime. And of course, they'll be looking at the Bill of What I Say Is Rights. So much to do, but Rome didn't burn in a day, you know. In other news that isn't, if any, you can now get in your car and get recreationally high in Massachusetts, do a pit stop in Denver, and refuel in California for the trip back. So it's a wonderful world after all. Yes, it is. Recreational marijuana. Who would have thought of that? No idea in my day that it could be recreational. 57% of Democrats blame Stephen Colbert for the election loss, and 43% say Jimmy Fallon. Scientists find that Neanderthal DNA was purged from the human genome by party registration. The November supermoon, the closest since 1948, when Dewey was Hillary. The Klan celebrates a Trump victory with a tasteful burning tea. Not the whole, it's nice, it's not the whole cross thing. Calling Trump victory the end of the world, Trevor Noah builds an ark. The Democrats are not in disarray. They're always like that, so that's the good news there. If we had a presidential playoff system, Bernie could now face Trump in a best-of-7 games. Presidential playoffs is what I'm saying. This system has got to go. Showing premature zeal, immigration officials gather up Melania an illegal alien sweep. And he's about ready to let him have her, you know. I think he's kind of through with her. In sports in the election, Colin Kaepernick takes a knee to voting. Jay Cutler supports Trump, remains a loser. Tom Brady says his Brazilian wife told him to SFU about his love for Donald Trump. So if she's rounded up and deported, it's her own damn fault. Oh, geez. And finally, the Packers say they know what it's like when the pundits expect you to win. That's all the news that isn't. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course, we got a little here because Thanksgiving is coming up. We got this, you remember our little Thanksgiving prayer thing. So you got the music for that? I'm sure you do. Oh, yeah, a little Manischewitz music, please. For the dessert errata, a prayer of Thanksgiving, because it's coming up real soon. And this is our prayer for Thanksgiving. Go resignedly to the folks, remembering it's just for a few hours. Though you must make appearances at her side as well as your own, eat with as much relish as you can muster. For this too shall pass. Choose carefully your words, gingerly stepping around your cousin Leah's latest fiasco with the Arthur Murray instructor. and ask not about Marlene. Let on not that you've heard these stories before, and utter them not aloud simultaneously, nor anticipate the punchlines. Chew with vigor and bite thy tongue, for the bird hath been cooked since Tuesday. Yet praise it tenderly, for it never heard a compliment in life. Be sage about the dressing, though you know not the origin of the little hard things. Should you bite into a wedding ring, return it with discretion. Though it resemble syrup, pour not the Manischewitz on the sherbet. Avoid your Uncle Lou, he is vexatious to the spirit. Kick not your little brother under the table, but show the forbearance of the season and pound him later. Picture Naomi and the kids as alien life forms and learn from them. Shout not at Graham, for she heareth what she chooseth. Though you take on much wine, sing not the Barber of Seville, nor show undue attention to your niece, who has become quite the young lady. If belch thou must, let it not herald the start of a contest. Mince no words over the pie, which passeth all understanding. Above all, say nothing on the ride home, even though the temptation to cite what might have happened but didn't be great. For that, give silent thanks, resolving to firm up those plans for Aruba over Christmas. Amen. The prayer of thanksgiving. It's traditional. So what are you doing for Thanksgiving, Stephanie?
Thanksgiving, I think I'm going up north to spend the holidays with Pete and his family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
What do they do up there, up north?
They are gonna make a lot of food, and I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sort of people are they up there? In the north. We're in North Minnesota. In Minnesota.
Yep, in Schaefer, Minnesota, close to Osceola, Wisconsin.
Oh.
So just across the border.
They celebrate that holiday up there
They
in
do.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do they make the turkey in the garage and boiling it in oil in a?
I actually don't know. This is my first holiday spent with Pete. Do you want to
says
explain
no.
what you all do?
No, we don't care about Pete.
Oh. Yeah.
So this is getting pretty serious now. If you're spending Thanksgiving.
Well, I guess I spent Easter with Pete's family.
Well, this is getting
but
seriously
for me,
serious.
Easter, I don't really celebrate Easter. So for me, it was ham day, which I think is what Pete's family does anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Non-secular.
That's a big deal.
Thanksgiving is a big thing. You know,
Well,
we used to celebrate
Thanksgiving,
that.
I would love to go home because I haven't had a Thanksgiving at home in years.
Yeah.
But it's kind of far going to Kentucky. So.
Well.
Farther than Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah, it's not next
It
door.
is.
I mean, you know.
It's like twice the distance of Minnesota. So.
Your father will just be sitting home alone.
He is really sad about it.
Probably
It
watching
makes me
the
really
Wildcats
sad.
by himself
Yeah.
in the
Aw,
den.
guys.
It's best we don't talk about it, I think.
Yeah, don't shame me. I
Well,
already
then
feel
what?
bad.
Christmas? What do you do on Christmas? Then?
Christmas, I'm going home to spend with my family.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Do you have like a big family gathering then? Or?
Not a huge family gathering
No.
because my family is the only part of our family that lives in Kentucky. Everyone
Oh.
else wants to live in California. So.
Oh, they're in California?
Yep. So my brother and myself and my mom and dad, we usually spend Christmas, and we usually invite some.
A Jew.
Exchange students.
You invite a Jew usually.
We.
I usually get, honestly, for years, but I mean, not now so much. People ignore me now, but there was the old invite a Jew to Christmas. You know, make up for all the, what happened in between.
Yeah.
So I just got some of the invite a Jew to Christmas things, and I always felt awkward, but it was nice. It was nice. At the same time, it was nice.
Yeah. We usually try to invite.
You
someone.
do eat ham, don't you? Okay, so, yeah, I do.
If you want to come to Kentucky and spend Christmas with us, you're welcome to.
Yeah, is there a nice ham? Or what?
I don't know what we're doing this year.
That's
Maybe
it.
a duck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A duck.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
A duck is a good idea.
Or a goose.
A goose?
Never had
You got the big
goose.
family thing going, John, for the holidays? What about Thanksgiving?
Oh, nothing.
Are you cooking?
No.
No?
I go to my sister-in-law Bernie's house. She cooks.
Oh, okay. But in general, you're the cook for these at your house, aren't you?
I am the cook, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't do the big holiday.
Don't do the holiday thing.
thing,
Got to
so-
draw a line somewhere.
Got to draw the line somewhere,
Yeah.
yeah. Then I
And-
go to my sister's at Christmas, and I make her feel really sorry for me that I cook and I do the dishes all year. So she says, "Okay, you don't have to do anything." Like, oh, okay.
Okay, well, that's quite a story. And then, hi, Jeff.
Hey, Michael.
Thanksgiving, big event there at the Hammond.
We're not sure yet. We might go to the Dells.
Might go to the Dells.
The Dell.
Oh, a traditional Thanksgiving
No, it's
at
the traditional
the Dells.
taffy Thanksgiving.
Okay, all right. All that's going on. You guys feel like playing a little number since
Yeah,
I
we'll
got
play a
you
little number here, yeah.
What do you feel like playing?
This is a tune called "Look for the Silver Lining."
Oh, that's a wonderful song.
Very well timed.
Well, who wrote that song? Sorry to interrupt your count there.
Wait.
Start your count again. What? Who?
Wait.
Okay, fine. Let's do the count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it.
So keep looking for that. It's there somewhere.
Jeff, a lot of young people say, I'd love to play the bass, but you have to know music to do it.
Yeah, you should know music to do it.
All right, so kids, know music and then play the bass. It's not just it's not as easy as it looks, right? There's more to it than you would think.
It is not as easy as it looks, and there's more to it.
And my job too, really. It looks easy, but then you got to walk downstairs when you've had a few shots. All right, Trish Mosier is here. Oh, you're right here. Okay, well, we keep talking to each other. It's basically been your show, Trish. How are you?
Watching you, listening to you for 30 years.
Really?
Yes.
Have I changed much?
Well, you're more understandable now.
Did you find me not understandable at first?
Well, we had a German exchange student with us in 1987, and they brought the group to Madison to your show. And when she returned to Racine, I said, "Did you have a good time?" And she said, "I'm not sure what just happened."
I get that a lot, though. But now you think they would know what happened?
Yes.
You slowed down. You slowed down. You're.
Yes,
I know, and I forget things right in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah,
so
that's good, though.
And that's a nice feature.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think she might get it a little more because her English is better. But when she didn't have the English, she totally did not know.
And I didn't either in those days.
I got that impression. Yeah.
It's my second language. My first language is gibberish, and English is a second language for me.
So then I started listening to your program, and I totally understood what she meant.
How would you compare and contrast Arizona and Racine, Wisconsin? Pretty much the same?
Right. I would say when we moved to Arizona, Wisconsin was a pretty rational state, and it was hard to leave. And then as politics in Arizona deteriorated, we kept threatening our kids to move back to Wisconsin. And then Arizona started looking better. And now, with Sheriff Joe gone, we're looking forward to going home on Monday.
All right, let's hear it for irrationality in the state of Wisconsin, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice to see you. Thank you for making my show worthwhile.
You are quite welcome. It's really fun to meet you, Michael.
Pretty fun to meet you, too.
All right.
Thank you very much. Very kind of you. That's Trish Mosier, or you say Mosier?
In France, we say Mosier, but in Arizona, we say Mosier.
I'm happy we talked to her already. She played the quit. Emily Gorgeous. No? Anyone know what it meant to be gorgeous? Emily Gorgeous. From Evansville? Okay. A 24. Oh, no, he was here already. Yeah, the romanticist guy. He's gone. Gregory Gavin. Poetry and middle management. Two things that don't usually occur together. Is that? Which one do you call your own? Both of them? You're in middle management. You're a middle management poet.
I actually middle manage poets. Yeah.
You do?
No, just the poetry I write. I manage from.
So you are a poet.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I would like to think.
Does yours rhyme?
Not always.
No.
Just like.
Yeah. Why should it rhyme?
It doesn't have to.
No. And middle management, that shouldn't rhyme either.
Last I checked, it doesn't.
Yeah. And where do you do that at?
I do it for Paragon Development Systems here. We do tech support for EMRs, electronic medical records.
I don't have a single idea what you just said.
Well, you know, like if you're looking to get...
It's poetry to me because I don't understand it.
If only it were. So if you're looking to get information about your, visit to the doctor, you might call people that work for me to help you find that online.
Pry it out of you? It's hard to get that.
No, not out of us directly, just to get it from the ether or the internet. Sometimes we decide which it is, the ether.
Why is this a job for a poet, though? Shouldn't a poet be looking at higher things than trying to pry information out of one?
It's been my experience that poetry doesn't actually make so much money. It's not a career that's easily made.
Have you got a short one you want to recite for us right now?
No.
Well, it's nice to meet you anyhow. And then, are you published?
I'm not.
But does that matter anymore? It doesn't, because does poetry get published? Where does it go?
I think it sticks on the internet, or inside, or just I scribble a lot, as you might tell from my card.
Yeah, I can't read it at all, so.
That's how I operate.
It said catheter here. Something about a catheter. Catheter, Nebraska. Is that where you're from?
That's where I grew up. Yeah. It's a very difficult place to live.
Yes, you're well connected. I'll say that.
It's easy to pass through, but it's a difficult place to live.
Nice to meet you.
You as well. I appreciate being here.
I bet you're a good poet too. I'd like to hear it sometime. Let's send us some poetry and we'll pry it out of you, like my medical records. Two Kiwis say, "Play with cheese." That's what it says on. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, he's from New Zealand. That's why he's a Kiwi. All right. And he plays with cheese, and he's over here, and I'm going to go win through the. We're doing a lounge thing. It's kind of nice as a lounge, isn't it?
It's great.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought too. And you're both Kiwis.
We are. You better talk to my wife. She knows more than I do.
Well, that's unusual. The wife knows more. Well, I mean, but you're both. You wrote this, didn't you?
We're both Kiwis, yes. She says I talk too much, so.
Well, not right now. You're not. You can type up a little more.
I couldn't fit much more on the page, actually.
So
I wrote big. I wrote big.
Okay, now I'm through with you. I'm going to talk to your wife. And your name is?
Don.
Don and?
Kirsten.
Kirsten, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yes. And are you living here now?
Yes, we are. Yeah. Here
Is
in
Madison. Is Madison a lot like Christchurch?
Yeah, probably. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's often referred to in the same expletive.
Possibly, yeah. It's a very nice place. We're enjoying it a lot.
So how did that work then, to go from New Zealand to Madison? What was the course that you took to get here?
My husband had a job opportunity here at UW. So, yeah, that's what brings
Does he
us.
still have the opportunity, or did he lose that opportunity?
He still has it. He's hanging on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you just tagged along.
I did indeed. Yes.
Was it a big uprooting for you to leave New Zealand?
No, not really. We were just at the right stage in our lives. Our sons were young adults. They'd moved out, so it's
Where
time.
did they move out to? Australia?
No, still in New Zealand.
Still in New Zealand. Do you have to stay in New Zealand generally if you're born there?
No, most New Zealanders travel. That's what we're famous for. We don't stay home. No, you go back home eventually, but
And then what have you come to do here in Madison?
nothing.
Wonderful. So that worked out.
I'm like the young man over here. I stay in bed. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
I was just going to say, your government doesn't let me work here, so I'm taking full advantage by being a tourist, basically.
You can't work here because of the visa or what?
Yes, yeah.
Well, can't Don, are you a citizen here now, Don?
No. They wouldn't want me.
Of course they'd want you.
They want my expertise, but that's about all.
Yeah, see, because you're valuable, what is your expertise?
I'm a food scientist.
We need that.
You do. You need them in the dairy plants all around the state.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about anyone. They won't let them in the country.
Well, we should definitely work on that. Do we have a lawyer here, an immigration lawyer? Because he's a food scientist at the UW.
At UW, that's right.
And what is your specialty within that realm?
Cheese. Babcock.
You're a cheese guy.
Who knows Babcock Hall here? Apparently it's famous for ice cream. And I actually had one yesterday, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So what is that again?
What?
The thing that everyone applauded?
Ice cream.
No, before that.
Babcock Hall.
What did he just say? What you?
Babcock Hall. Where you go to buy your ice
Babcock Hall. God, I thought it was something so exotic, and I felt so stupid. It's just Babcock. Are you involved with Babcock Hall?
All I can say is, bloody Americans, they don't understand English. Okay?
Australians can't understand you either. I don't understand it. You're like, how many miles apart?
We couldn't understand Australia. We don't want to know Australians, okay? Yeah. A bit like you and Canadians.
Let's just, yes. Let's narrow it down a little bit more. Your field of expertise in particular is?
Cheese.
All right, but if we go within the cheese realm, are you an enzyme guy or what is it?
What I came over here to do was develop programs to train all your cheese plant workers so they know what the hell they're doing.
So all the guys making processed American cheese now have a deeper understanding of it. Is that what you're saying?
I would not touch processed cheese, and I can't understand why you put that orange stuff in your cheese.
It's supposed to look like cheese. That's
Cheese is not orange. Come on, get over yourselves.
Or is it? I guess I've never seen it, come to think of it.
You look at what comes out of the cow. That's not orange.
Well, that's not cheese either. I got news for you. That's
touche.
Touche, thank you very much. It's hard to get a touche from a New Zealander, I'll tell you. All right, so good. But so things are good, and I hope, and nice to see you here, and I love the T-shirt. What do you know, the undead? You got that?
I got that one, yeah. And so my question was, will you be running for president next time round?
Me? I think I'm qualified now. I never thought I was before. So that's encouraging.
And if not, at least governor, surely.
Okay, let's not go there. I'll tell you that almost lost, almost on a high note, ended it. All right, let's see anything else here. Does anyone else here want to play the quiz? Now, I'm wondering, we had pretty good luck, I say, the first quiz, but I don't know, some of the, yes? Who? No, he doesn't want to. He does? Oh, you know what he wants, do you? She thinks she knows what you want. She's what?
My mother-in-law.
Of course, they know what you want, don't they?
Yes, they do.
You want their daughter.
Yes, they do.
Do you want to play the quiz?
Sure, I will.
What's your name?
Michael. Krukowski.
Okay, I'll call you Michael.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give me one good reason, Michael, you deserve to play this quiz.
Because she said so.
And she's your mother-in-law. Okay, come on up here. Michael Krukowski going to join us on the Whad'ya Know stage at the High Noon for another round of the fabulous, historic, and well-documented Whad'ya Know quiz. Michael, if you come over here, please, and just sit in that chair there and say, this is empty. Okay. You have to send one up. That's really best that way. And Michael, what are you doing these days?
I am a paralegal.
You are?
Yes.
So you can see visions
yes.
of spiritual
of
beings
legalities.
without them actually being there?
Right.
And do you do like a de-haunting of houses kind of thing, or is it?
If I'm asked to, yes.
Yeah, well, that's really a cool thing. Is that what you've always done?
For 40-some years, yeah.
Oh, yeah, really? Yeah. Did you ever graduate into being a legal? At a certain point,
No.
did you think, well, I'm going to be a legal?
No, I'll
Enough of this paralegal thing.
Yeah, no, sticking with paralegal.
Yeah, well, that's cool. What do you do for kicks, though, Michael?
Play music.
You do? You play
read books.
What do you play?
20-some instruments.
You play 20-some instruments?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you have 19 some of them here? You
No.
Any one of them here?
None in my pockets, no.
Really? So you're just a musical by nature? Is that
I just loved music, yes.
Yeah, came easily. What was the first thing that you picked up as a...
First instrument I picked up was a harmonica from my grandfather.
Well, that's unfortunate. But once you got past that...
Once I got past that,
What
it
did
was
you
an
pick up?
accordion from my grandfather.
Okay, and then, but the third one's the charm.
Third one was the clarinet.
Okay, so the fourth one, though, was...
I know it, and from there I decided to become popular
Yeah.
and learn guitar.
Okay, guitar. That didn't take you that long. And do you have like natural harmonies in you and stuff?
I think
and,
so.
And abilities and so forth?
Yeah.
So could you sit down at John's piano here and pick
Not
something?
so much.
No, piano you don't do? No. Jeff's bass here, you could stand with that bass and you could...
know, it's a problem because it's fretless. So
Oh, you need a fret.
I-
Okay, sit down, John.
Yeah.
Rock the
You guys
piano.
are good.
Yeah, no, you're
Very
okay.
good.
You're okay. And you're an appreciator. That's the important. Okay, I might have to turn this back. Sit down, John. Sit down. You were sitting too much? Is that what
Sitting is a killer.
And you seem very trim. Are you a health fanatic too? You do a little working out and marathons?
Not enough. No.
No, some
Not
swimming
enough.
perhaps. Or
I do some running, but
Some
no,
running?
Not enough.
You don't.
I will be at the Burby Derby this year.
The Burby Derby.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What is that?
It's a 5K. Well, it's a walk or run on Thanksgiving morning. It's
Oh.
become a family tradition. Thanks to our sister-in-law and.
Yeah. You're quite the extended family, aren't you? Everyone
Yeah,
hangs together. It's
we
nice.
go. Yes.
It's nice.
I'll tell you where we're booked next weekend.
Yeah, where are you booked? You're just
I'm
told when you
joking.
show up, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Very cool, Michael. All right, someone out there will play along with you on this quiz. We do have a qualifying quiz, but we have a number, don't we?
We do. That number is 608-250-3222. So they'll pick up the phone and dial that number and answer this qualifying
What if
question.
they're not good with numbers? They need like a mnemonic way
They
of
could
remembering
try 608 aloe ba.
Ba?
Ba, like a sheep. And it's aloe spelled Belit way. So I don't know if that's any easier.
No, it's not. All right, the average, this is according to Netflix, and the average time it takes to binge watch an entire first season of a typical show. And I'll give you a multiple choice here. This is a little hard. Is it 48 hours, 72 hours, or a week? If you're going to binge the typical popular show on Netflix, how long will it take you? That's the qualifying question. Let's go to Poplar Bluff, Missouri, and Paul. Hey, Paul.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How are things in Poplar Bluff?
Finally feeling like fall down here.
It is really. You got change of season there, the colors and so forth.
Yeah, it was like 90 degrees for like 6 months, and now it's finally down to 70.
Oh, really? That's terrible. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear it, Paul. And how's your day going? What do you got planned for today?
Not much. This is about it.
This is it. I'm sorry. I apologize. You know, it's kind of sad if you're listening to YouTube or watching it, and that's your whole day. Tonight, nothing going on? Are you going out for?
Actually, I'm going tonight. I'm going to Joe Diffie at the Rogers Theater.
You're going to see who at the Rogers Theater?
Joe Diffie?
Oh, Joe Diffie.
Yeah.
The great Joe Diffie.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's cool. That's cool. You going with someone, or you going with family?
No, I'm just going myself.
By yourself. Okay. Big Joe Diffie fan?
No, I just wanted to go.
Okay. Is there one Joe Diffie number that you like better than, that you always think of with him?
No.
Okay. That's cool. All right. Did you hear the question?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
Okay. The average time it takes to binge watch an entire first season of a show, according to Netflix, is it 48 hours, 72, or a week?
72?
I'm sorry, what?
72?
I'm sorry, what?
48?
I didn't hear you.
A week?
A week, yes, a week, exactly. How do you like that, Paul?
I'm glad the reception's so bad.
Yeah, I know, it's this YouTube thing. Paul, this is Michael. He's paralegal and plays every instrument.
Oh, good.
Yes,
Nice
hello,
to
Paul.
meet you.
Yeah. Do you play instruments as well, Paul?
I used to play the trombone in high school.
Oh, the trombone in high school, but that killed it off for you? Or were you in
Yeah,
a mar-
pretty much, yes.
Yeah. It's a difficult instrument, isn't it, the trombone? Do you play the trombone?
I started clarinet, and
Yeah.
I do
They're
not
nothing,
play
it's
trombone.
nothing like a trombone, no.
Nothing like a trombone.
No, because it's infinite as far as that
That's
slide
true.
goes. There's no frets on it.
It's like fretless.
It's fretless, yeah. Okay, Paul and Michael, you are a team right now. You work together, and we have various categories, don't we?
We do. Those categories are current events, people, places, things you should have learned in school had you been paying attention, science, and odds and ends.
Paul, you pick the first category. What would you like?
Let's go to science.
Science, okay. I just happen to have that right here. Do chicks in a nest where there's family conflict tend to exaggerate their need for food? Okay, chicks are baby birds. Talking here.
I got that.
In a nest where there's family conflict. Okay, so that's the overlay. Do they tend to exaggerate their need for food?
I would guess they would.
And I would agree.
Yes, of course, they do. Naturally, who wouldn't? Under those circumstances. Yes. A lot of family conflict in the average nest.
That's one right, and the remaining categories are current events, people, places, things you should have learned in school, and odds and ends.
Michael?
I'm a little afraid of the topic, but I will pick current events.
You're afraid of current events? No need. We've filtered this. Britain's National Sperm Bank went out of business.
Wait, you lost me at Sperm Bank.
Okay, I'll put that in there. Britain's national, they started the National Sperm Bank in Britain because apparently there's not a lot of it naturally occurring. I have no idea why. Let me start again. Britain's National Sperm Bank stopped recruiting donors after how many Brits showed up? 7, 3, or none?
Well, what do you think?
I would say 7.
Paul?
Sounds good with me.
7 is right. Yeah, 7 Brits showed up. Wasn't enough, apparently, or maybe the quality was a factor. Yes.
All right, that's 2 right, and the remaining categories are people, places, things you
great.
should have learned in school,
Guys are doing great.
and odds and ends.
All right, Paul, back to you.
How about things you should have learned in school?
Things you should have learned in school. Had you been paying attention. Are most bears right or left-handed?
Well, it's a 50-50 chance on this one.
That's not up my paralegal alley.
Yeah.
I would go with left-handed.
Okay.
Left pawed.
Yes, good point.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. They're right-handed. I thought everyone knew that. They always lead when they're jabbing. You fight a bear, they always give you the right
Lead
jab.
with the right.
Always give you the right jab. That would be...
That's 2 right, 1 wrong, and the remaining
You
categories...
sound disappointed, Stephanie.
Oh, yeah, that was a tough one. I feel a little bad for them.
I thought it was so obvious.
The remaining categories are people, places...
Did you never fight a bear?
I was trying to picture that scene from The Revenant where the bear comes and like mauls him, and I was trying. I was actually. Yeah. See, I was thinking that, but.
Yeah.
Well, you might get to fight a bear once. That's about it.
Yeah.
So the remaining categories again are people, places, and odds and ends.
Is it back to Paul? Yes.
I think it's his turn.
Oh, Michael.
Odds and ends.
Odds and ends. Okay, that's fine. All right. If your index finger is shorter than your middle finger, you are more likely to A, pick your nose with your middle finger, B, very unlikely to point. Do that because it doesn't make much of an impression. Or C, be athletic. Should I read this again? This doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. In the rereading of it. Your index finger is shorter than your middle finger, your bird flipper. You are much more likely to A, pick your nose with your middle finger, B, be very unlikely to point, or C, be athletic. Index finger is shorter.
I might go with C, maybe.
I would go with C.
Yes, be athletic. Exactly.
Whoa, we won.
Michael, if you've ever wondered how many people have leftovers in their refrigerator more than 4 weeks old, you can find out in Michael Feldman's classic, Whad'ya Knowledge? All you need to know about this and that and then some. Paul, hearken to the sounds of yesteryear, listening to John Thulin and the Whad'ya Know Band, with Jeff Eccles and Clyde Stubblefield on a tape cassette with genuine Dolby system noise reduction.
Oh, that's good
Congratulations
stuff.
to both of you.
Dolby noise reduction. Michael, nice to meet you. Pleasure. Paul, hang on for a second. We'll make sure you get that to you. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Coming up here now, we've got something that you're going to remember for a lifetime, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ask the gentleman in Malo Dua to come to our stage right now. We'll set up here. We got a situation here where Hawaii meets France, which doesn't often happen. We're going to find out how that happened in the first place. Let's just take a second here to set up because we had to move their stuff all around here. And Chris, how you doing, Chris? Did you call me this morning? Because there was a call and I saw some guy named Chris.
I did try to call you this morning. Yeah.
Was there a problem? I don't know.
Well, Cedric got here and he felt like he wasn't expected to be here. So
Oh.
we're just clearing that we were actually going to be on the stage today.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
we
cool.
stuck around though. We're still here.
Yeah.
We're happy to be here.
That's good.
Just
So,
making
Chris,
sure.
people are wondering, how does Hawaii meet France? Generally, it doesn't seem to happen.
Well, we've kind of had this duo for a while, and from the beginning, it's been about kind of mashing divergent acoustic styles together. Cedric is he's from France, but he plays like a Kentucky fingerpicker, Chet Atkins, that style. And I'm an American, but I play like a French jazz guitar player, Django Reinhardt. So that was the start, and we just kind of it was an evolution of sound, basically. So we both kind of fell in love with some of this early Hawaiian music. All of our favorite musics are early music. 1920s, 30s, 40s, and there's actually a surprising amount of early American jazz that crosses over into early Hawaiian music as well, back in the vaudeville era.
And Cedric, over in France, there, how did you pick up all these picking?
Oh, where's my mic? I didn't. I did it here, actually.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I have a very good friend in Austin, Texas, who is a great finger picker.
Yeah.
And I saw him play once here. I've been living here on and off for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I thought that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But
Did you played though in France?
I did. Very much different style.
Yeah. What style did you have over there?
Completely irrelevant and boring.
I probably would have liked it. I'm sort of that way myself. And now your style is, what would you describe it as?
This is very much traditional finger picking, three-finger finger picking style, developed by a man named Merle Travis mostly.
Merle Travis, of
from
course.
Kentucky.
The great Merle Travis.
The great Merle Travis.
Of the great state of Kentucky.
Of the great state of Kentucky.
All right. And what are you going to do here for us? What's this first one?
This first tune is one that Chris wrote. We play a lot of old Hawaiian music, and we also play French music because I can't sing it, and he made me. So we're going to play one of each, one little Hawaiian flavored tune, and then French swing. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thanks. Sounds good.
Thank you.
That was just great. I loved it. Now, I guess Chris, you're from around here, right?
I am. I'm from Madison.
Yes. How did you get Hawaiian?
I've spent my whole professional playing career kind of looking back into the history of music, and although I don't have a degree, I kind of think of myself as an ethnomusicologist or a music historian or whatever, and I've spent years and years playing Django Reinhardt's early swing music, and just, falling in love with all forms of old music. I'm a 78 RPM record collector, and it's just kind of like, my gateway into steel playing and eventually into Hawaiian music was learning initially how to play like Hank Williams style steel guitar, Western swing, electric steel. And just like with all other things, like I don't know why, but I just go older and older and older in my love and my passion for music. So so the stuff that we're doing, like that last tune, is an original tune that I wrote, but it's definitely stylistic of like the 1920s hot Hawaiian stuff. So vaudeville era.
Fabulous. It sounds great. And are you Christo now and not Chris?
Chris is good. So this is partially Cedric's fault. My name is Christopher, whatever, but due to both Cedric and another French guy who I played in a band with named Florian, they both independently of one another started calling me Christo as a nickname. So I just took it as a moniker, but Chris is good.
You'll always be Chris to us.
All right, sounds good.
You're welcome.
What's this one going to be?
I think up next we're going to do another one. We have a brand new CD that's actually coming out today. And it's called Duo de Choc, and this is a tune that's it's called Hanchi. It's an Eastern European folk tune, but it's also a tune that the French vocalist Edith Piaf wrote a lyric to. And so it's called Hanchi, but they maybe a little bit more well-known as Johnny, right?
Johnny, tu n'es pas un ange was the original title. Johnny, you're not an angel.
So,
but we liked Hanchi's music, and
the reason for this is
that
Hanchi Weiss, he's a Roma gypsy, a German gypsy jazz guitar player, and so they did the original Eastern European folk tune with the Roma lyrics, and so it's kind of a mishmash of the Edith Piaf and the kind of French Eastern European gypsy music. So.
Gypsy meets French music meets you guys.
Exactly. Here we are in Madison.
CD release party is tonight at Tempest Oyster Bar at 9:30. It's a free show. If you don't have anything better to do, by all means. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hanchi, tu n'es pas un ange. Ne crois pas que ça me dérange. Si tu me réveilles la nuit, c'est pour dire que tu t'ennuies, que tu veux une vie de rechange. Et quand revient le matin, tu t'endors sur mon chagrin. Hanchi, tu n'es pas un ange. Hanchi, Hanchi, si tu étais plus galant. Hanchi, Hanchi, je t'aimerais tout autant. Hanchi, tu n'es pas un ange. Ne crois pas que ça me dérange. Toutes les nuits je pense à toi, toi qui te souviens de moi, qu'au moment où ça t'arrange. Et quand revient le matin, tu t'endors sur mon chagrin. Hanchi, tu n'es pas un ange. Hanchi, Hanchi, si tu étais plus galant. Hanchi, Hanchi, je t'aimerai tout autant. Hanchi, tu n'es pas un ange. Après tout, qu'est-ce que ça change? Toutes les femmes du monde entier, tu sauras un jour trouver pour leur chanter tes louanges. Dès que tu en seras lassé, elles seront vite oubliées. Hanchi, tu n'es pas un ange. Hanchi, Hanchi, depuis que le monde est né. Hanchi, Hanchi, il faut tout pardonner. Merci.
Fantastic. Malo Dua, ladies and gentlemen. Rockin' in the house. Thank you, gentlemen. Fantastic.
The What Do You Know podcast is produced, hosted, and no one else to blamed by Michael Feldman, made possible by Kickstarter and the best audience a guy ever had, and depends in large measure on John Thulin, Jeff Hammond, Tom Blaine, Aubrey Ralph, Lyle Anderson, Dylan Brogan, Sheila Shigley, and yours most definitely, Stephanie Lee. Watch us grind our sausage live on YouTube at youtube.com/users/whadyatube. Call in to play the quiz at 608-250-3222. Mine a motherload of Whad'ya Know nuggets at whadyaknow.net. Follow Michael on Twitter at myfeldman and slice the finished salami on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. Need to get in touch? Email us on our private server, whadyaknow2, that's the number 2, at gmail.com.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening. Catch us on iTunes. Love ya. Stephanie Lee, thank you all.
Congratulations, except you missed, you didn't get your spot in for your band.
Oh, no.
I was already gone.
Arranging.
You never got to string instruments.
No.